Frankie Nicole here. Happy Wednesday, 1st of July. But this reading is for tomorrow, the Thursday, the 2nd. It's also a full moon tonight, so beware the beasts of burden that come out and bite you on the ass. I know I will be avoiding all of that because I have been expressing everything I need to express throughout the cycle, and so I have no built up anxiety or stress, really. Just a need for relaxation and laying around the pool and eating food. That's about as animal-like as it's gonna get. So today I want to talk about voting and your voice being heard. Now, a lot of people in my generation, I've heard expressly say, I don't vote, it doesn't make a difference. That's bullshit. You're wrong. That's bullshit. Your ideas are completely off. Sorry, but it's true. Voting always counts, and even if it doesn't count in the direction that you want it to, if you don't vote, it gives basically half a vote to someone else that you wouldn't want it to give a vote to. So that's how it affects things. Even if you don't get your person to win, somebody else benefits from you not expressing your voice. Now, you may be wondering, well, Nicole, my voice is just one person out in this whole entire world. How can I make a difference? Well, personally speaking, as somebody who has ruffled quite a few feathers and sent several panties in a bunch up people's asses, I can definitely guarantee you one voice makes a difference. And I personally take credit for all of it. Oh, thank you. No, thank you. And oh, you're too kind. Oh, thank you for all the energy. Yes. Alright, gonna bring the ego down just a little scotch. But I had to get that one out. I guess there's the full moon for you. Ego. Running around naked, flashing everybody. Anywho, yes, your voice counts. One person can make a difference. One person can cause an energy rippling wavelength feeding out there that would cause stirring amongst the people. People will talk. People will say things. People will start discussions because of one thing. I mean, did you guys not see how much press was devoted to Britney Spears? And I know it took her a while to get to that point because, she had to do that. But from her first video on, it just was like, and this is just an example. If you want me to use a different example, we can talk about Dave Grohl. We can talk about Newt Gingrich. We can talk about Glenn Beck or any of the people out there. Paul Allen, Bill Gates, anybody. And these are all people. Yes, they're wealthier people who have had the spotlight. But as you know, YouTube, internet, all these things can make people internet famous. Chocolate Rain, Chris Crocker. Your voice has an impact, and you should use that impact for a positive direction. Now, I don't have any control over what you guys do, and people are going to say and express their points however, and you may have a different point of view. You may want to vote for somebody completely different than I do. That's okay. I respect you enough to say your opinion is valid the way you want it to have it. But please don't impress your opinion upon me and expect me to have the same opinion as you, or to just agree with you because we're friends or you want me to, because that ain't gonna happen. No. So I say to you, shout your voice from the rooftops. Find the balance. Don't just spout off, because then people are really probably not going to listen. I know, because I've been on that side of the spectrum. And if you're too quiet, nobody's going to even listen or hear you because you're speaking so soft. So, you want to find the balance, you want to find the temperance, balance it where you're coming off in a logical manner, you've thought out what you're saying to a point where you can express it and it actually makes some sense to people. I try to do that. I mean, I'd probably err a little bit more on the off the cuff kind of over on this side instead of on this side. But I used to be on this side, and now I'm trying to break it this way, and sometimes you overshoot it a little bit, but that's okay, as long as we bring it all back into balance. So, yes, please, please vote, make your voice heard, change the world, be it the one you want to see. Will it to be that way, because with powers of manifestation, as long as you believe, you shall obtain. I mean, there are things that I have obtained in my life that I can't believe I even got to that point through sheer will and determination of what I wanted. You say, damn it, this is what I want, and I'm going to sling that arrow back and pew, always hitting my mark because I keep my eye on the prize. I mean, Sagittarians have a little bit of an advantage to that, but anybody can do it because all that matters is as long as you believe enough in what you want and you make the steps to happen to go there, despite the detours and keeping the faith through the dark and uncertain times, you can do it. You can get what you want out of life. You can get the results you desire. Now, sometimes they'll take a while, but we've seen that we've made grand changes. We've legalized marijuana in a lot of different states, and now hopefully we'll be pushing it for the whole United States. Gay marriage, whole United States. I mean, now we just have to work on minority African American women, Latino rights in a proportion to white Christian men rights, because they seem to be hogging the toilet seat with their big fat asses, fat cat asses. Pardon my French. Love you, fat cats. Not really, though. Um, but demanding and not taking anybody else's thought as a guarantee. People always tell you what they want you to be, but that doesn't mean you have to be it. People will always want to think of you or want you to act in a certain way, and you can say, okay, yeah, no, you're right, I'll just act in this way because we've done it for so long and that's just how it is. Or you can say, no, I refuse to act in a way that is comfortable to you any longer, and I am now going to pacify my own needs, and I'm going to act in a way that is good for me, within the restraints of being respectful to your fellow man. I mean, that, yeah, doesn't mean going out and shooting other people, because that's not respectful, that's not appropriate. But not letting somebody determine how you're supposed to act because of their predetermined thought and idea of where you fit into their segment of their life. And that's usually what causes a lot of strife and a lot of disagreements. And it's easier to just kind of all group think and be friends, and nobody has to be an outlier of the norm. I encourage you to be that outlier. Be yourself. But then you can also have friends that you respect even though you have differences and differences of opinion. You don't always have to be a groupthink. Sorry, I think I had a hair in my throat. Yeah, no more groupthink. This is not 1984. We are not going to be oppressed by a council of government that is going to tell us how to feel, how to think, how to do anymore. We are going to make the rules. We are going to set the precedent, because the power of many outweigh the power of the few. Because as you've seen, we can overthrow, we can overcome, we shall overcome. So I hope that's inspiring enough for you to go out and do something amazing today. And hopefully you've gotten to a point where you can accept your own needs, wants, desires, aspirations as valid enough to go out and express them into the world with knowing that there'll be criticism and splashback, but knowing that none of that matters, because as long as you are expressing something that is right for you and holding your head up high and loving yourself, saying, "Damn it, world, this is me, and you are going to accept it," then you should be good, you know? Tough love time, right? Tough love is the best love. Life is forever changing. In accordance with nature's divine will, may we lovingly embrace life's changing seasons in the knowledge that all is as it should be, and love is all there is. All is as it should be. Close your eyes and feel your spiritual connection to everything on this planet. To every person, animal, tree, flower. Feel the ocean, the wind, the sky, all in perfect harmony, moved by one eternal flow of love. Love and respect your loved one's opinions perfect time, but remain grounded in your own truth. Right. You are both wise and beautiful souls. Everyone has a piece of truth, the truth. Yes, and when we come together and we bring that together, yes. You are loved more than you consciously know. Share your insecurities with the one you love. You will be surprised and reassured by their reaction. Love is all around you. From a physical perspective, some relationships may seem less than perfect, yet from a higher perspective, all relationships are sacred, for they can help us grow in love and wisdom. Yes, grow. Grow from your friends. Grow from the people in your life that offer you a different perspective that maybe you haven't thought of before. Don't be stuck on the same loop as always. Don't let that rumination continue to roll around in your mind hole. Allow the bottom to drop out and say, you know what? No, not taking that no more. Those two popped out, so we're going to take them. We going to take it. Or we're not going to take it. Shit. What have rock and rollers been singing about for eons and eons and aeons? Those poor bastards disappeared into drugs, sex, and debauchery because they knew the world around them was probably not going to change anytime soon. And that was the flaw. The flaw is still believing. God, I love being in such a great mood. It really helps balance out the really crappy days that I get sometimes. You know, when you're just stuck with all those swords around you and you're in a funk and you just can't seem to think of anything. My solution for that really helps, and it's like it's kind of a low blow to yourself, but it's a high blow in a sense where if you're having a really bad day and you think the world is against you and you're just like, man, what is going on? Like, I just want somebody to just pacify me and tell me that everything's okay, and like that people don't hate me, and whatnot, and I don't understand why this person was such a dick to me, and I'm taking it a little personal and whatever. You just think, at least I have things in my life that are great. At least I have food in my stomach. Hopefully you do. At least I have a family around me. At least I have my dog. At least I have my spirituality. I have things in my life. I think of all the people that don't have those things and that are going through a really tough time, and I send my love and I send my energy to them, because at least I still have those in my heart and in my life, and I, it could be worse. It could be so much worse. And so that's what I try to do, because I don't want to ever go back to that circling the drain anymore and be like, why is everything so, my life is horrible, because it's not. It's really not. I have a lot of things to be grateful for. I was born into a very lucky situation for myself, and I should never feel apologetic for it, because it's not my control and circumstances. I've tried to go out on my own and do my own thing, and I wanted to be independent and do my thing, and I had a few hiccups and setbacks, and that's okay too. But I wanted to live my own life and be a citizen of the world and not just rely on my original situation. But I'm glad it's there. I'm glad that I have it. And some people don't always have it, but then they have other things. They have other families. They have other situations that are great, and they should cherish in that. And that's what I wish for them. I wish all of that for them. Yeah, we had Venus and Jupiter kissing in the sky, and it was kind of reminiscent of the Star of David or Bethlehem, where the Bible story maybe is or is not true. We don't know, because it's been edited over several different languages and over several thousand billion years or whatever. I don't know how long old the Bible is, but I know that it's probably been adjusted slightly, and editing has probably happened, especially by people in power who wanted to adjust what was read. So just remember that when you're reading the Bible. It's a great piece of of literature, but not to be taken as all knowing, all seeing, all following to the T without any question. You should never follow anything to a T without questioning. So we have Judgment in reverse, Six of Pentacles upright, Three of Cups reversed, and the Hangman reversed. So it looks like it's a day of decisions, but not jumping to conclusions about those decisions. So, um, the Judgment card in reverse usually talks about jumping to a conclusion and that the decision has been made. That you should never, but you should never think that's the final say or the final thought of things. Don't explore all the options. Explore other motivations of what might be going on. Don't always jump to the first conclusion of your mind and think that is the reason, and now I have my full force behind it to get some kind of feeling about it, maybe upset or happy or whatnot. Um, whatever kind of decision feeling you're going after. But there is balance. There's a balance, and this is the yes card. This is a yes. So there is a favorable answer. So don't assume the worst. And so we have the Three of Cups, which talks about reunions. It can also talk about sometimes it talks about not going alone in situations. So seek out people in your life. Um, it can refer to fractured friendships in reverse, but I don't think it necessarily means it. I think it just is kind of like a muted thing where, like, maybe you're trying to hang out with somebody and they're taking a while to get back to you, or they haven't answered you, or they have something else going on and you think that they're blowing you off. Don't jump to the conclusion, because it's probably not that. It's probably something else going on in their life that they need to figure out, and they have to deal with before they can deal with you, because they have to deal with their own life first. And the Hangman in reverse usually talks about waiting period, and so maybe, yeah, there is a waiting period that you have to go through to wait for somebody to come to a decision or to answer you, or maybe you're waiting for somebody to get back to you about a job. It also can refer to your answer of yes or no. Do you want to wait, or are you just going to go forge ahead? Are you going to stick on this path and you're going to wait for this person, or are you just going to say, well, screw it, I'm just going to go do my own thing? Because you do have the ability to do that as well. Because, when we think that somebody's making us wait, really we are pausing our own existence for their answer. We are doing we're giving them a piece of our time to be considerate to their life and their time schedule. You should probably at least try and do something productive in that time so that you don't feel like your time is completely wasted or lost. But if you are waiting on somebody's answer, or you waiting on somebody's response for something, you should give them the space, if you respect them enough, to deal with what they need to deal with, or think through something, and maybe they have some things that they need to figure out first before they give you an answer, whether it be schedule-wise, or even mentally or spiritually. Maybe you have a decision that you need to make about going on a trip, or somebody said they asked you to go somewhere with them, or wanted to do something with them, or asked you to be their girlfriend or boyfriend, and maybe you need some time, and that's okay. So we have the punctuation marks, and I had 3 pulled. So we have 9 of Pentacles upright, 9 of Swords upright, and Justice upright. So spend your time and know that you have abundance around you, and know that you have comforts that you can enjoy, and your whole existence doesn't have to be circling around this person's decision, or judging, or jumping to a conclusion, and stressing out, because then we have the 9 of Swords here. So don't immediately jump to the swords and the thoughts, and think about the wonderful things that you have in your life. Think about the sun and the sky and the beautiful flowers around, and don't just stick with worry, because when we focus and fixate on the worry, then usually it takes, universe is like, well, you still have to figure out then your own happiness and your own understanding and feeling, and it might actually end up taking longer. So it seems to happen. It's like watching a pot of water boil. If you let it alone, it's going to probably boil pretty quickly. And that's kind of along the time-space continuum, in a sense, if you think about it, because time is actually an illusion. And time is only really in effect if it's what you're judging or basing things on. So if you're not paying attention to time, hours can fly by. But if you were watching that clock, waiting for 5 o'clock for to get out of work or to clock off, those minutes are going to seem like hours. But in the end, we have justice. We have a favorable outcome. So remember, there is balance, there is a favorable outcome, and there is a yes to be had. And I'm going to leave you there. I hope you enjoyed my full moon report. Hopefully you guys don't get into too much trouble. I did see some guy getting rowdy already at 1 o'clock or noon. He was already drunk somewhere and freaking out when I was delivering food, and I can only imagine the rest of the day is just going to get worse, because I feel like the buildup that's to this moon and the tough love that's required, man, there's going to be a lot of people learning a lot of lessons, and they might not be great, but I wish you all the best. I wish you all luck, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.